daughter.
Only daughter?
Yeah, an only daughter.
Daddy must be proud.
Oh, very.
Must be very protective as well.
Very, very.
Has he? So I'm told every father who has a daughter has a gun. Is it true?
My dad doesn't have a gun.
You're sure?
Yeah.
You didn't let him buy one?
He has not had a reason to. He has not had a reason to.
Anyway, so before you tell us what's in the trends.
Yeah. Now I'm even nervous.
Yesterday was a very interesting, perspective you brought to your dream house.
Yes.
Okay. What's that amount you work for and have in your bank account and say, at this level, I think I'm done working?
I'm done working.
Yeah.
The amount.
You can decide to go on a 1-year vacation, knowing that what's in your account can take care of you for the longest.
Oh, we are talking millions of dollars
How
here.
many millions? Be exact.
Be exact? Maybe 5.
$5 million.
Then I'll take like a 1 year.
1 year off.
Yeah.
But you'll be back after a year.
I'll definitely be back.
What will make you go off for 5 years? What amount to make you go off for 5 years?
I wouldn't work for 5 years. I don't know.
Explore the world. Touch every country in the world.
I wouldn't not want to work for 5 years. I really wouldn't. Because
So what?
even
After a
when
year, you'll be bored?
even after a month.
After a month, you'll be bored?
Yes. It's not necessarily because I'm so hardworking, I love work and all of that, but there's always something to do. And I feel as though you
wanna
always
get busy.
have something to contribute. You cannot just be going everywhere every single time and just be enjoying. It would be nice to have that for maybe a month.
Yeah.
Like you get married, maybe a honeymoon or something for a month or maybe a couple of weeks. But a whole year, that's a bit too much for me. Yes, that's a bit
too much for you.
Yeah.
Understood. Okay. So $5 million.
So $5 million, I'll go on a 1 year vacation.
1 year. Where would you go? Bucket list, where would you go?
This question, someone asked me some time ago. I had a friend that asked me, where do you want to travel to? Where do you want to go? And I didn't have an answer for him because I've never really been the type to want to go to, I don't know, another country or anything like that. But I've heard very interesting things about Paris, especially with their fashion and everything. And I love clothes. They're like, that's it for me. I'm not really...
Now, Paris is the city of love.
A food person. I know some people are listening to me right now. They're looking at me like...
But you're a foodie, aren't you?
I'm not a foodie. Don't spoil my brand. I'm not a foodie.
Oh, but why? Being a foodie is not a bad thing.
I'm not a foodie.
It's not even a question of quantity. It's having a good taste, like good taste for food.
But I'm not picky.
You're not?
No, I'm not.
You go with anything?
I don't go with anything. Well, we've spoken about the watchy thing even the last time. I don't just
that
go
part
with
I dispute
anything.
very much, but it's okay. Let's move on. It's fine.
I don't just go with anything, but I'm not so... The seasoning is too much, the sauce is this. If it's food that I like, and it's not so bad, I can stomach it. I'm not... some people are very particular about certain things. I'm not like that.
You're not like that. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Nerves gone, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Paris, because you said it's a city of love. I've also seen certain beautiful places there that I would like to visit. If there is anything that I would want to do, during Christmas, outside the country, they have this orchestra and then they have people singing all the Christmas carols and stuff. It's an experience I really want to have. And then go and watch a Shakespeare and play.
Okay.
Like I really want to watch.
That'd be nice.
Probably Othello. Not Romeo and Juliet, probably Othello or The Merchant of Venice. Either of them. So yeah, let's go straight
to what's in the trends. Okay.
Trends. So Kenya, today I'm starting with international because it has brought something here in Ghana where Occupy Julobi is also trending. Okay. Kenya is protesting a certain finance bill that was passed, saying that it's only going to evoke more hardship on people in the country, on citizens in the country. It was a youth-led protest, and the president has been questioned. William Ruto has come under so much fire by, Kenyan youth. And then there is this rapper, he's called, what's his name? Calligraph Jones. He's a rapper who, joined the protest was, we've always been advocating for celebrities and people who are well known, people who have some form of influence to be spearheading things like this, because their voice goes a long way. So yes. And I saw a comment on social media where someone was saying that, look at how Kenyan protesters have done it. We should probably be doing it like that here in Ghana. I think a part of their parliament even caught fire or something like that. There was so much, there's been so much agitation in the air. But is it, I mean, we did occupy Julobi too. We didn't have fire and all of those things.
No.
I don't even think
peaceful.
It's exactly.
Even though there were initial arrests, it was largely peaceful.
Yeah. So that will be for Kenya. And then,
but before you move on, I just saw a statement by the Law Society of Kenya on the killing of protesters during the finance bill demonstration. And they have, let me just read the statement.
Okay.
It says, I speak to you on this Black Tuesday, not just as an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, but equally as a peace-loving patriot. Apart from being the LSK president, that's the Law Society of Kenya president, I'm a mother, an aunt, a sister, a daughter, and a wife. Like all mothers whose children have been killed, injured, tortured, or abducted in the hands of cops, I feel the pain of my countrymen. The Gen Z, who you call children, are out in the streets fighting for you, fellow parents, in National Police Service, Parliament, Cabinet, and air-conditioned government offices. Just imagine your child is out there seeking justice when you are comfortably enjoying life. Have we no shame? Are we still a God-fearing nation? To the clergy, council of imams and preachers, where are you today as the country goes down the slopes of dictatorship without respect to the rule of law? Where is my beloved Catholic Church, or what became of the Kenyan Conference of Catholic Bishops? Where is the Anglican Church of Kenya and the National Council of Churches when young Kenyans are being dropped dead by bullets from police officers? Does the Supreme Court of Kenya Muslims still exist? When the time comes to perform burial rites to the dead protesters, what will you tell their family members? Where was the shepherd when the enemy raided and scattered the flock? What stops you, men of the cloth, from joining peaceful Kenyans in the streets, or are you comfortably hiding behind the pulpit, waiting for us to come on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, carrying gifts, offertory, and tithes? Is that all you care about? Even if it's not for the finance bill, then please come out and let's protect our children, our brothers, our sisters, or better still, your grandchildren. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen from the diplomatic corps, you may not be Kenyans. It's okay, and we get it. However, does it bother you when armed police officers engage peaceful 15, 17 to 19-year-old girls and boys in running battles? Signed, Faith Odiambo, President, Mwara Kabata, Vice President, and the entire executives of the Law Society of Kenya.
Yes, it's
and the Law Society of Kenya must be the equivalent of the Ghana Bar Association.
Yes. It's quite unfortunate. They've been training since yesterday, but this morning I realized they were number one. A lot of, things going on there.
Yeah.
But here in Ghana, John Mahama and Inusa Hussein are also training. He was the former Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, because they claim that they stole taxpayers' money. It's this whole Dubai thing that came up some time ago.
So it was, and I explained this morning, it was an investigative piece that was done.
Yeah.
Which lists a number of individuals who are high-ranking public officials buying properties in Dubai. One of them, $6.2 billion worth of properties, 20 properties. One is about $133,000. One is another 2 properties, about $600,000. There are 4 of them. One from the Supreme Court, former Supreme Court judge. The other is the former finance director of the Electoral Commission. And then there are 2 former MPs. One was, in fact, both were ministers of state under the Mahama administration. Yes, so that's it. That's the story, yes.
And then GH Hyper, the blogger, is also trending because he was seen at Davido's wedding.
So the hashtag is what? Chivido.
Yeah.
Chivido 2024.
Yeah. And I saw on social media that a lady has tattooed Davido on one arm and Chioma on the other
That's
arm.
right.
Do you say that's right?
That's right.
This fan base, yeah.
It is the person's choice.
Wow.
They love Davido and Chioma so much.
So much.
Yeah, that they've tattooed them.
She's tattooed on.
Reminds me of there's this picture I saw recently of a German football fan who tattooed Tony Yeboah on the back, on his back 30 years ago. And Tony met him recently. The guy saw him, took off his shirt and showed him, like, yes, you've been in my heart for 30 years and you're on my body as a tattoo. 30 years, yes.
Would you do something like that?
Tattoo?
Is there anyone that you admire so much that you think you could tattoo them?
Oh, there are a lot of people that I love, right? Of course I love my wife, but I will not. I am not a fan of tattoos.
Okay.
I think the best tattoo you can have of anyone is in your heart.
And then someone will also say we shouldn't wear rings. It's in my house. You know in my house that I love you.
No. I'm not saying that people should not wear tattoos. I'm saying that for me.
For you, okay.
For me,
So it's
the best place to tattoo you
is in your heart.
Yeah.
Well, okay. And Freddie Blay is also trending because he made statements about the fact that his son, his 34-year-old son, offered about $150 to $200 million for 60% for SNIT hotels. And still on Davido's wedding, Wizkid's PA was seen at his wedding. You know, there are people who think that they have some sort of bad blood between them. And during the wedding, Wizkid tweeted something about, is it cheers or shout-outs or something to all understanding women. And, people think Chioma is an understanding woman and all of that. So, do you have a pet?
A pet, yes. I have 2 dogs.
Everyone in Ghana, if it's not dogs, why people don't like exploring other pets? Maybe,
which one? Parrots or which one?
Yeah, parrots. Maybe a parrot.
Parrots would be bad. I would love to have a parrot as a pet.
Have you seen one before?
Yes, I have.
Do you know I have never seen a parrot before?
Really?
I have never seen a parrot.
Oh, then
before.
you should. Oh,
I really should.
Okay.
I really should. So there's this story of this parrot that was a parrot of a nanny actually, and the child was choking, and the nanny was in the bathroom. And, it started flapping its wings and started saying, baby, mama, baby. I actually want to see that, teaching them how to speak and all of that. Yeah. So the nanny comes in and then she performs the Heimlich maneuver.
What's that?
Oh, the Heimlich maneuver. I think if to make it more simply, where you hold the person here and then you keep pushing them so they throw up whatever it is choking them so that the air can now make its way into their lungs. So that's what it's basically that. Heimlich maneuver. So the parrot draws the attention of the nanny. The nanny comes in. This is a baby, and so I feel like, but I don't know how that was performed on a baby, though. I mean, wouldn't you be a bit scared that you could harm the baby or hurt the baby in the process?
Must take experience to do it well.
Yes, the manual application of a sudden upward pressure on the upper abdomen of a choking victim to force a foreign object from the trachea. I remember sometime I swallowed a bone. I was very, very young.
Fish bone or meat
yeah,
bone?
like a fish bone. And my dad was like, yeah, mommy, fufu. I think I was eating fufu or something, like, so that I'd push it down.
Or banku,
It didn't go. See, it was so painful. I remember I told it.
So how was it taken out?
So the entire night I slept like that with the pain and all of that, because they were like, oh, it would go by the next morning and all of that. I shouldn't worry. But I think the next day I was taken to the hospital and they gave me a couple of things to drink or something like that before I left. But choking is not a nice thing. Even if you have something in your throat, it's not really the best. And of course, for our food for thought, just something to think about. History is not just a study of the past, but an explanation of the present.
Okay.
So if I'm looking at Francis right now, Francis' history is not just, I want to know something about him 20 years ago or 10 years ago. It's an explanation for who he is as well. And if you're seeing beautiful Etornam as well today, there is a lot to know from the past. And of course, it's an explanation of my present. There's nothing you see in the present that, did not start from the past.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I keep asking you questions, to get to know you more. Etornam, thank you for what's in the trends this morning. Francis.